Hi everyone, it's Red Rangers Forever, and today I'm going to be covering something basic and then something cool, so sit back and enjoy. Thank you. Hi guys, welcome to the show. I'm going to be teaching two things today, basic punching and a reverse tornado kick. You can skip on ahead to the reverse tornado, or you can just watch the whole video. Either way, enjoy. Now there are three types of basic punches: straight punches, hook punches, and back fists. Of course there are others like uppercuts and hammer fists, but I'll just be covering the basic three today. Of course there are other things I can do with the punch video, but I'll save those for other times. So let's start with the straight punch. In popular media, the straight punch has always been... What's this? Huh. This far in the video and I'm still wearing a top? Let me change that. Alrighty, let's get started. Like I said, in popular media, the straight punch has always been, you've seen this in every movie, but with like 100 guys in some Asian looking setting. Who hasn't seen that? And that is perfectly fine. A straight punch in the traditional style, it's a solid hit. It works. You know, what you do there is you clench your fists and you hit with the first two knuckles, the top. Solid hit, and it gets the job done. But after reading the Jyuken by Bruce Lee, studying his style, and eventually emulating it, I can't go back to traditional punching. Jyuken style, don't clench your fist. Ball it lightly, clench only before impact. And another thing, punch straight out, no curving. Bottom two, middle two knuckles. Either way, you don't use the top two. Now, here's a little comparison between the two. Traditional, not bad, right? Jyuken, I'll concede that there is no way to compare the two punches because everyone has a different criteria for what makes a punch great. But for something less debatable, let's go on to the hook punch. Oh god, the hook punch. Here's something that gets on my nerves. Popular media, any fight scene. There's a guy. For dramatic purposes, pulls back his arm, launches forward, and hits the guy. That's nice. It's dramatic. But in a real fight, he would miss, and get his ass thoroughly kicked. Why? When he pulls back his fist, we martial artists call that telegraphing. That means giving your move away before you even do it. Your opponent sees your fist is pulled back, you're going to punch, so 2 seconds is all he needs. Once he sees that, he has 2 seconds for you to throw that punch. He already has his defensive measures in his mind. He's going to dodge that punch, or he's going to block it or catch it, and when he does, your ass is going to be on the ground. Trust me, I know. The hook punch can be done right. All you have to do is flick your wrist. It's like tennis. You flick the racket to hit the ball. Same thing, you don't wind back and hit it. No. Same thing as the straight punch, not clenched all the way. When you hit, flick your wrist, and you hit with the bottom two knuckles, or the middle two. So, here's what it would look like. See how I didn't pull back, but rather I pushed forward? Instead of rotating my hip back before I punched, I just rotated my hip forward. That's what makes the hook punch effective. It's fast, and it's also a matter of where you hit. The hook punch, I recommend hitting the jaw or the cheekbone. If you're hitting in the torso area, aim for the ribs. It's a good punch, and it's not particularly strong, but it's meant to be done fast. And like I said, when you push your hip forward, you add more strength to it, so that improves it. Now, on to the last punch for today, the back fist. The back fist is another thing we've seen in media where someone pulls their arm back and hits someone with the back of their hand. That's fine if you're pimp slapping someone. Who doesn't know how to dodge a punch they can see coming a mile away? Again, telegraphing. What you want to do here is flick. Instead of flicking forward, you're flicking backward, in a way. You're not flicking backward like this. You can, but it's more of turning your arm and whipping it. Now you want to hit with the back of your hand, not your knuckles. That works better for me, is hitting with the back of my hand. Back fist is best done in conjunction with a parry, because what you can do is, since your punching arm is in the front, you can pull the arm back downward towards your body as you parry, and then whip it out. So you have that swirling motion to help you punch harder and a little bit faster. Because when you have it here, when you whip it out, you have a little more momentum. So, again, this is only my perspective on punches, and I'm not telling you how to do it, so, this is just my thoughts on what I've learned. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Reverse tornado kick. This is the part you probably skipped to, unless you actually wanted to see me explain punches. Alright, you remember my first tornado kick video, right? No? Go watch it. Reverse tornado is just that, spinning the opposite direction of the first one I taught you. What you want to do is have your kicking leg in the back, front leg, pivots. Pivot on your ankle, spin, and squat. So watch. You pivot and squat. When you get to about, I'd say facing the other direction, facing away from your opponent, push off the ground. So, pivot, squat, push. Push off the ground with both legs. Throw out your kicking leg and hit your target. A quick note, this is not meant for combat situation. Stick to using it for exhibition. I'll explain why later. So, pivot, spin, squat, push off, throw out your leg, and kick. Here's what it would look like. One more time. So that's it. The reverse tornado kick. It's kind of simple, but again, not recommended for a fight. It's more of an exhibition move, mostly because the spinning, the being in the air thing, kind of puts you at a disadvantage, if you know what I mean. So that's it for this edition of Martial Arts Theater. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you learned something new about punches, and maybe you learned a new trick move. The punch part was, I'll admit, a little hard, because how does one explain how to punch, really? I just figured I might as well just show some perspective, really. And whether or not you liked it, hopefully at least showed you something. You can always leave me a comment, tell me maybe what I did wrong, so I can fix that later on. Give you guys better videos in the future. If you want to see more in the future, you can subscribe to me. And my inbox is always open, so shoot me a personal message, and I usually reply to those. So, hope you enjoyed, and maybe learned something. If not, oh well. Hope I entertained you and killed some time for you. Till next time, kids, this is Red Rangers Forever, signing out. Take care.